Good morning from Copper Harbor, Michigan. Check out the sunrise today. The reason we're here is super special. I have 7 national parks left to visit in America, and the one I'm most excited about is the one I'm going today. This is Isle Royale. This is an island in the middle of Lake Superior, way out here, where wolves and moose battle for dominance over this island every year. It's one of the only places on the planet where wolves aren't really scared of people, so it's one of the highest probability chances of seeing a wolf anywhere you can go in the world, and I cannot wait. So we're gonna go camp overnight. I don't know what to expect, if I packed enough, if I've done anything. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, but I'm going out here to just wild camp on an island 3.5 hours away from civilization, no cell service, nothing. Let's get started. If there was any question as to why Isle Royale is one of the least visited national parks in the country, it becomes pretty apparent when you get on a ferry for 4 hours just to get to the national park. People were throwing up, getting seasick, and miserable on my trip over, but when you finally make it, something special starts to unfold. This is it, Isle Royale National Park, the least visited national park in the entire lower 48, and probably the most wild. We've got probably a 3 to 4 mile hike tonight before I can find my campground, and then we get to start exploring and see if we can find any wildlife or just admire the landscape. I don't know, but let's get started right now. I just asked the park ranger if there was any chance I was going to see a wolf, and they said that wolves are getting very friendly around people, and I've just found my first proof right here. That is wolf scat that is fairly fresh. If you were in any other wild place in America, you would never find wolf scat on a public hiking trail next to a huge human settlement, the biggest human settlement on the island. But here, the wolves aren't scared of people. That's a crazy thing. Oh my God, I hope we get the chance to see a wolf. My first 4 miles of hiking on Isle Royale was some of the most fun hiking I've done in a long time. I found an awesome cave. I ended up swimming to an island that was absolutely freezing in the rain. But one of the most weird things that happened on this trip was a wild black fox that you can see right here walked right by me on the hiking trail, paid me almost no mind. It was just a hint of things that were to come later that night, because I could have never predicted what was coming for me after I went to bed on Isle Royale. I'm gonna go to bed. See you in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. here on Isle Royale, and I gotta turn on the camera and tell the story right now, because last night I had probably the most incredible wildlife experience of my entire life. And I don't even understand how I'm this lucky. So I guess I'll start by saying why I think this happened. So last night I cut my finger really badly, and I'm still all red all over here. I was bleeding everywhere. Like you can see, it's on my sweatshirt. I was bleeding on my sweatshirt. I bled on my hammock. I bled on my blanket. I was bleeding everywhere, and I couldn't get it to stop. So I go to bed last night, and I hear something coming into the camp last night, like these heavy footsteps. There's foxes here on Isle Royale. There's no dogs allowed here. There's moose that are basically the only other big animals. So whatever's coming into camp, I'm like, bro, what else can that be but a wolf, like a wild wolf? Because there's like 30 wolves here on the island. And I hear these footsteps, pop, 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 coming in, running through the brush. And I'm in my hammock, just kind of like trying to peek out. And right up here, the forest is black. It's maybe 10:30 last night, 11 o'clock last night. The forest is pitch black. And I look up and I can see where the footsteps are coming, but it's so dark I can't see it. So this animal comes down the hill past me, and until it was silhouetted against the lake, and that was the first time I could see it, because there's light coming off the water, and I can see like the back of this big shaggy like dog looking animal coming through camp. It gets maybe 10 feet away from me in front of the lake, and it turns and it looks, and I can see the silhouette of like the perfect wolf image, like 2 wolf ears and the round face looking right at me. I'm saying like maybe 10 feet away, man, like here to the other edge of the dock, maybe. And it's right there, and it has a moment where it looks at me and it's like, were you the thing that was bleeding last night? It's like, well, all right. And then just kept on moving. I don't know why it happened. Maybe it would have happened if I was bleeding or not. I'm not saying wolves are hunting people, anything like that, okay? But I'm saying that I am the luckiest person alive, all right?
And I think cutting myself last night lit up my camp with probably the sweetest smells, because my blood is sweet, as everyone knows. All right. And this wolf came right into camp and was just like, wait, what's going on, guys? Everyone okay? All right, peace. And then he just kept walking right on down the trail. You know, this was an up close encounter with a wild wolf, one of the most elusive animals on the planet. And the reason why it happened is because I'm here on Isle Royale, probably the most unique national park in the country, where wolves are not scared of people. It's the only place in the world like this that I know of. Wolves might be a problem at some point, that wolves aren't scared of people, but this wolf was not even slightly afraid. It came right into camp, was 10 feet away from me, and kept on cruising right down. So I definitely got my money's worth for this experience coming to Isle Royale. It was phenomenal. I've never experienced anything like this. So it was so awesome, man. I'll take that one with me till I die. Like, amazing.
Despite the fact that I was only in Isle Royale for 24, maybe 26 hours, I saw 2 wild wolves on my trip here. One of them came right through the middle of my camp, which was unbelievable, and another one, just as we were leaving on the ferry, waved goodbye to us sitting on the shore in broad daylight, which is something you'd never expect to see. Altogether, the coolest national park that I've ever been to, coolest wilderness experience I've ever had, and I highly recommend checking it out for yourself. I will definitely be back. We're back. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Now on to the next adventure.